I've always lived in my brother Sebastian's shadow. The afternoon I found out he was the child switched at birth, and not the real son of the Winter family, he sent me a cheerful message. Heads up, the real kid is arriving today. Stick with me, and we'll give him a warm welcome. And then he really arrived. Mom nudged me forward, urging, "Go on, call him brother." The boy wore washed-out clothes and carried a heavy, haunted silence around him. I opened my mouth, ready to make a snarky remark, when glowing lines of commentary slid past my vision. Great, the two side characters are ready to bully him again. The story's main character hasn't caught a break. Now these two are added to his misery. Relax, once the protagonist gets powerful, he destroys them financially. They end up picking through garbage for meals. Absolutely not. I wrapped my arms around him and chirped, "Brother, welcome home." Just like that, a little light broke through his gloomy expression. Sebastian and I used to be the golden pair. Everyone envied us. We grew up wealthy, adored, pampered, and surrounded by people who praised us. My brother, Sebastian Winter, was famous in our neighborhood. Handsome, talented, straight A's, piano prodigy, and a rebellious streak that made him irresistible. Every parent wished he were theirs. I was his devoted shadow. When he was smitten with the class beauty, I delivered his love letters. When he skipped school, I covered for him. When he was too lazy to finish homework, I stayed up doing it for him. Because I wasn't their real daughter. I had been adopted. When we were small, he used to tease that if I upset him, he'd ask our parents to send me back to the orphanage. I cried until my ribs hurt. After that, I became the perfect people pleaser. I followed him everywhere, calling him brother every other breath. Even today, he sent me to buy breakfast for the school beauty again. Halfway there, he texted, "Hey sweetheart, did you drop off the food yet?" I typed while panting, "Do you think I'm in a race? The cafeteria is across the entire campus. I'm not doing this again." He replied instantly, "You say that every time, but you always end up helping. Anyway, I spent my allowance on her present, so cover me this time. And tomorrow. Thanks." Then another message, "Also, the real son is coming home today. Remember, stick with me. We'll show him his place." When I returned home, Mom was standing beside a boy I had never seen. He stayed in the darkest part of the foyer, head lowered, his long black hair shadowing his eyes. His uniform was worn, his figure thin, his hands covered with calluses. He looked like he had lived far too much for someone our age. Then he lifted his head. Sebastian was attractive, but this boy, he had a breathtaking sharpness. High cheekbones, clean lines, features mirroring Mrs. Winter's elegant beauty. He looked like a fallen prince, regal and shattered at the same time. His name was Leo Winter, the true son of the family. For 17 years, Sebastian had lived the life meant for him. But even so, Mrs. Winter grabbed Sebastian's hand first, comforting him gently. "Don't worry, darling. You'll always be the most important to me." I watched quietly, knowing her choice determined mine. Leo said nothing, only watched her with a steady, unreadable stare that made her flinch. Finally, she approached him. "I'm so sorry, sweetheart. You've suffered terribly." Sebastian let out a cold laugh. "Looks like you're whole again now, Mom. Maybe I should leave." Mom panicked immediately. She pulled away from Leo and clung to Sebastian. "Don't say nonsense. You're my precious boy." Sebastian shot Leo a smug look behind her back. Leo didn't react, but I caught the faintest shadow in his eyes. Mom tried to appease him. "Leo, darling, you can't blame him. He's a victim too." The comments reappeared. Victim? He enjoyed 17 years of perfect luxury. Meanwhile, the main character was working like a mule under that violent drunk. Some victim. Yeah, I'd love to suffer like that. Mom tugged me forward suddenly. "Chloe, greet your brother." Sebastian pinched my arm, signaling exactly what he wanted me to do. I inhaled, lifted my chin and sneered, "So you're the new brother?" More comments flashed. "I can't watch. She's about to tell him to crawl back where he came from." This is the moment that breaks his last bit of hope. He just wants a family, and these two destroy him. Whatever, he becomes rich later, snaps his fingers, and leaves them homeless. Homeless? Hungry? Digging through trash? No thank you. I pivoted instantly. I stepped forward and hugged him tightly. "This brother looks great. I like this one," I said brightly. "My name is Chloe. Welcome home." Leo went rigid, shocked. Slowly, he placed a hesitant hand on my back. I grabbed his hand and guided him inside. You're so thin. Dinner's almost ready. You should eat a lot. The comments exploded. What is happening? She isn't bullying him. She must be plotting something worse. She used to help Sebastian torment him in the original story. Dinner didn't help much. Without thinking, our mother had the servants arrange all the best dishes in front of Sebastian and me. In front of Leo sat a plate of sautéed vegetables I didn't even like. Realizing what she had done, she quickly placed a piece of sweet and sour fish on his plate. Try this. It's really good. Leo looked at it and said flatly, I'm allergic to seafood. Silence. Mom stiffened, then moved the fish to Sebastian. You eat this, honey. It's your favorite. Sebastian grinned. Thanks, Mom. Can we have it again tomorrow? Then he looked straight at me. Actually, Mom, can we do a big seafood spread tomorrow? Chloe was just saying she's craving it. I froze mid-bite. More comments speared my vision. This boy is twisted. He knows the protagonist can't eat seafood. Just wait. This fake young master will be begging for spare change soon. My instincts screamed danger. I forced a cheerful smile. Actually, Mom, I'm craving sweet and sour pork, cola wings, spicy tofu, and mushroom chicken. I tugged on her sleeve playfully. Please? She melted, poking my forehead. Of course, my little foodie. I'll have a chef prepare all your favorites. Sebastian's expression soured immediately. I kept my head down and pretended not to see. All my life had been catering to him, so opposing him made my hands shake a little. It felt like I was breaking some invisible rule. But I wasn't going to sync with him. After dinner, Mom took Leo upstairs to show him his room. It was right beside mine. I thought that would be the end of the evening. Then more comments appeared. Here it comes. The fake brother is going to soak the protagonist's blanket with cold water. It's early spring. He's going to freeze all night. Don't worry, karma hits these two hard later. They fight for dry cardboard under a bridge. The comments felt relieved, but I absolutely was not. I jumped out of bed, grabbed a new comforter, and hurried to Leo's door to knock softly. He opened it. Moonlight outlined his jaw, making him look impossibly striking. I held out the comforter. I heard yours got wet. Take mine. He stared at me too long, eyes dark and searching. Why are you being kind to me? I smiled. Because you're my brother. This is your home now. He breathed the words like they were foreign. Family. I nodded. I'm good at taking care of people. I'll look after you. He gave a small, unexpected smile. I'm the older one. I should be the one protecting you. No one had ever said that to me before, not in this house. My chest tightened strangely. I scratched my cheek. Tell me your favorite foods. I'll add them to the chef's menu. He shook his head gently. You already said them earlier. I like everything you listed. I grinned. Knew it. No one can resist cola wings. He laughed, soft and clear. And I froze. He looked beautiful when he smiled. The next morning, Sebastian stormed off to school without waiting for me. I knew he was annoyed, and I couldn't deny it stung a little. All my life, I'd bent over backward to make him happy, and the one time I didn't, he shut me out. Then a message from Jessica, the school beauty, popped up on my phone. Chloe, I'm craving the braised noodles with green peppers and pork from the first cafeteria today. Could you grab them for me? It's a bit far. Since Sebastian had made me his personal delivery girl, she'd grown used to it, even starting to request specific dishes. I almost texted, get it yourself, but deleted it and replied simply, okay. The truth was, I couldn't stand her. On the first day of school, during introductions, she had laughed at me. Oh my God, are you doing that on purpose? Your voice is giving me chills, it's hilarious. High school now, stop acting all cute. The whole class laughed. My face burned. I wanted the ground to swallow me. Sebastian had hit his desk in frustration. Enough. Jessica smirked. So touchy. Can't even take a joke. Sebastian patted my head. Don't worry about it, Chloe. I felt a strange warmth, a sense of security in his hand. But then I wondered, why did he fall for her? Sebastian had softened over the years. Even though he once threatened to send me back to the orphanage, he had begun treating me kindly. I had hypoglycemia and often forgot to carry candy. After the third class period, I would get dizzy. When he learned this, he'd always keep a few orange candies in his pocket. Whenever I forgot mine, he'd walk over, unwrap one, and pop it into my mouth, smiling. You dummy. Always forgetting. What a pain. Lately, I hadn't been forgetting. but I pretended I did. Because I loved those tiny moments when my brother fussed over me. Then Jessica started hovering, teasing. Sebastian, are you obsessed with your sister? It's so embarrassing. You're turning her into a princess. Sebastian would blush and shush her. After that, his pockets were no longer stocked with candy, but with the tiny hair ties Jessica constantly lost. All his attention went to her, helping with homework, listening to her complaints, noting her preferences, buying her gifts for every occasion. And he still expected me to deliver letters, bring her breakfast. He seemed to have forgotten that I hated her. To stay in his good graces, I had to play along, pretend to like her, and get close. But lately, the act had become exhausting. The sweetness of orange candy had vanished, leaving only bitterness. The first cafeteria was far. By the time I got Jessica her breakfast, I was worn out. She smiled and said, "Thanks so much. Sorry to trouble you." Sebastian, as usual, waved it off. "No problem. She's always liked running errands. Chloe is her sister now. If she ever needs anything, just ask." Normally, I would have accepted this quietly. But I remembered Leo's words from last night. A brother should protect his sister. Maybe my brother wasn't the only one capable of that. The bell rang, and Leo entered our classroom. Father had placed him in our class. He wore a crisp uniform, his hair trimmed neatly to reveal those striking eyes. The gloom from yesterday was gone, replaced by a quiet confidence. Anyone would have noticed him immediately, yet Sebastian had already told everyone not to sit with him. When the teacher asked who would be his partner, no one answered. The light in Leo's eyes dimmed slightly. Just before the teacher assigned him a seat, I raised my hand. "Brother, over here." He froze, then looked up in surprise, eyes wide. Comments flickered. "Wait, isn't she supposed to be the cruel sidekick? She's being nice? It has to be an act. Protagonist, don't fall for it." A classmate whispered, "Chloe, is he really your brother?" Sebastian snorted. "Hardly. Not related at all." He shot me a warning look. Leo ignored him, sliding into the empty seat beside me. He leaned close and whispered, "Thanks." I couldn't help but notice the long sweep of his eyelashes. He stiffened, his Adam's apple bobbing. When he looked away, his ears were faintly red. A strange, ticklish warmth spread in my chest. I bit my lip, hiding a smile. Sebastian's glare deepened, frustration radiating from him. After class, he cornered me in a hallway. "Chloe, what's wrong? Why are you opposing me now?" "Because of him." I lowered my voice. "I just don't want to make enemies." He arched an eyebrow. "Coward. So, what if you make him your enemy? He wouldn't dare hurt you. I'm here. I'll protect you." I shook my head. "No. You can't protect me." I couldn't tell him what the comments predicted for the future. Besides, he had never really protected me. Sebastian frowned. "Who says I can't?" The next bell rang, gym class. First, the 800-meter run. Halfway through, hypoglycemia hit. My vision blurred, my legs buckled, and I collapsed on the track. Classmates gasped. My pants tore, blood oozing from my knee. A sharp hiss escaped me. Sebastian knelt immediately. "Hop on. I'll take you to the nurse." Jessica muttered. "Is that necessary?" "Just a scratch." "Why so dramatic?" Her words cut. I snapped. "But you have him buy you breakfast every day, carry your hair ties, give you gifts for every holiday, help you with homework. Doesn't that make you the princess?" "Chloe, that's enough." Sebastian snapped. After a pause, he softened and reached out to help me up. "She didn't mean anything by it. Don't take it too seriously." I shoved his hand away. Why is it that whenever she says something, it's fine, but when I speak up, suddenly I'm the villain? Why do you always take her side? You're supposed to be my brother. "You're not fair," I whispered, tears pricking my eyes. Despite trying to hide my feelings, the tears slipped anyway. Sebastian froze, clearly unprepared. His hand hovered uncertainly as he fumbled to wipe them away. Jessica stood nearby, mouth open. "Are you serious? Crying over a tiny comment? You're so fragile." "I hardly ever cry," I said softly. Words failed me, swallowed by the lump in my throat. Then Leo pushed through the crowd, silent and steady. Without a word, he scooped me into his arms. "I'll take you to the nurse's office." Instinctively, I clutched his shirt, the collar brushing my face. His scent was crisp, minty. Sebastian froze, stunned. On the way to the nurse, Jessica laughed. "You two aren't even related." What will you do if she falls for you? Leo's gaze turned icy. What's it to you? Has anyone ever told you that if you don't have anything nice to say, it's better to stay silent? Her smile faltered. For the first time, I realized Leo had a temper. When provoked, he was like a wolf, sharp and intimidating. No wonder the comments had predicted he could one day overpower Sebastian and me. It made sense when he spoke to me. His tone was always gentle, instinctively softening. I realized what it felt like to be genuinely cared for. At the nurse's office, as my knee was cleaned, Leo held my hand. If it hurts, squeeze. I asked quietly, Leo, do you think I'm fragile? Trouble?
Not at all, he said.
Actually, I wish you caused me a bit more trouble. Just because I'm your sister? I asked, heart fluttering. He lowered his gaze. Maybe it's more than that. I ignored Sebastian for days. At dinner, he set food on my plate. I didn't touch it. At night, he knocked on my door. I didn't answer. One evening, curled up on the sofa, he crouched in front of me holding a stuffed rabbit. Using a high-pitched voice, he pleaded, Chloe, please don't be mad anymore, okay? I grabbed the rabbit, unimpressed. Brother, you're so childish. He smiled. So, you're not mad? Still so easy to please, just like when you were little. I couldn't stop myself. Brother, can you stop liking her? Helpless, he said. Jessica didn't mean it. She speaks without thinking. Don't take her seriously. I couldn't bear it. I flung the rabbit at him. He winced, frowning. Why have you been so moody lately? My eyes filled again. He paused, sighing.
Fine.
I'll talk to her tomorrow.
Tell her to stop.
Okay. Can we make up? Please don't ignore me. I sniffled. I couldn't forget that he had been my brother for 18 years. I couldn't shut him out entirely. Then bring me orange candy tomorrow, I added. He chuckled. Okay, you little foodie. Candy it is. For weeks, he remembered every day. Old habits returned. He stopped making me deliver breakfast to Jessica. But he started doing it himself. He seemed to feel guilty for everything with Jessica too. That weekend, she posted a photo online. A necklace from Sebastian, expensive beyond reason. The caption read, Fine, I'll forgive this one. I stared. Was that about me? Was he apologizing for me? Or was it just to smooth things over with her? When he fussed over me, it was simple, a stuffed rabbit, a soft word. For her, it was extravagant and public. All my feelings meant nothing. I realized then that caring for someone who didn't put me first was exhausting. On my birthday, all my friends were there, except Sebastian. I waited to cut the cake, hoping he'd show. The smiles around me slowly shifted to concern. Halfway through, I slipped to the terrace to call him. No answer. I tried again. And again. Finally, someone answered. It was Jessica. What? I froze. His phone with you? She sounded annoyed.
Yeah.
So? I was speechless. Finally, Sebastian picked up. Chloe, what's up? I began to speak, but Jessica interrupted. You made me celebrate with you instead. Now explain it to your sister. His tone shifted, happy and unconcealed. Chloe, Jessica did well on her mock exams. We're celebrating. They bickered, teased, laughed, ignoring me completely. Finally, he remembered. Oh, right. Chloe, why did you call? I pressed my lips together. Sebastian, today is my... Jessica cut in again. Sebastian, can you open the soda? He turned his attention to her, chuckling. Clumsy as ever. I felt a wave of exhaustion. Why had I spent so long chasing him? My happiness shouldn't hinge on someone who always put me last. I let it go. This brother. I didn't care anymore. I hung up and returned to the party. The candles on my cake still flickered. I took a deep breath, smiled at my friends, and said, Let's blow them out. I closed my eyes. My 18th birthday wish. That I, Chloe, would be happy. No matter what. When I opened them, Leo was there, holding a neatly wrapped gift. He smiled gently. For you. Inside was the dress I had admired for weeks, the pale blue fabric studded with tiny, glittering stars. How did you know? I whispered. You pass by that shop after school sometimes. I noticed, he said softly, eyes reflecting moonlight. I guessed you'd like it. A warm, comforting feeling bloomed inside me. Someone had seen my secret wishes. I hugged him. Thank you, Leo. He stiffened, then rested a hand lightly on my head, careful, as if holding a treasure. I can help you with school, I offered. My grades are good, better than Sebastian's. I can teach you if you want. He ruffled my hair gently, a small, unreadable smile in his dark eyes. Okay. When Sebastian arrived home and saw the aftermath of my birthday celebration, the realization hit him. His face went pale. I forgot, he stammered, guilt written all over him. I can get your gift later, I said lightly. I just bought Jessica something, so my cash is a little tight. I shook my head. It's fine. I don't want it anymore. He blinked, clearly stunned. He had probably expected tears, a tantrum, or the old desperate clinging I used to do, but I showed none of it. I may be a cute teddy bear then? As an apology, he offered, his usual soothing tone creeping back in. I looked at him steadily. I told you. I don't want anything from you anymore. His brow furrowed. Chloe, what's gotten into you today? I didn't answer. I simply turned and walked to my room. A strange sense of liberation washed over me. The brother, who had spent years putting Jessica first, whom I had chased for so long. I finally didn't care. All the frustration, hurt, and resentment I'd carried floated away like leaves on a river. From that moment, the attention I once reserved for Sebastian shifted entirely to Leo. I brought him his favorite dishes, followed him around like a cheerful shadow, and called him brother, with exaggerated sweetness that made even me cringe. Leo, usually quiet and giving one-word replies to others, always smiled back at me. His eyes sparkled in a way that made the world seem warmer. Sometimes Sebastian would watch, his expression tangled with something I didn't want to analyze. He tried to join in, but I subtly avoided him. I didn't care about his displays with Jessica anymore. They didn't matter. My attention had found someone truly deserving. When the mock exam results were posted, I squeezed through the crowd. At the very top of the list was not me, nor Sebastian, but Leo. The black letters on the red paper were dazzling, almost impossible to look away from. The comments in my head couldn't stop. He's brilliant, with a photographic memory. His abusive foster father didn't give him resources, so he memorized textbooks and solved every problem himself. He will top the National College entrance exams. His father will finally take notice and invest in him. I had no idea Leo was such a powerhouse academically. I ran to him, breathless. Leo, brother, from now on, I'm sticking with you. I'm officially clinging to the golden thigh.
He laughed. Okay.
Stick with me, and I'll protect you. And he did. He created custom exercises for me, helped fill gaps in my knowledge, and guided me through exam prep. My grades, already strong, soared. The night before the final exams, he asked softly, "Which university do you want to attend?" "The best one," I replied. He smiled. "Me too. So we can still be together in college," I added, hopeful. When the results came out, both Leo and I performed exceptionally. Sebastian's scores were decent, enough for a local state university, but far below his usual standards. Jessica had a disastrous day, barely scraping marks to qualify for any school she wanted. I heard she had spent days crying at home over it. The day came to submit university applications. Jessica arrived at our house to work on hers with Sebastian. For the first time in a long while, Sebastian asked my opinion. "Sure, I don't mind," I said lightly. "It's her choice, after all." Strangely, he didn't look happy. Jessica, sitting close, suggested, "Let's apply to schools in the same city, Sebastian." I found a few really close ones. Just then, both my phone and Leo's rang. It was Harvard's admissions office. Their tone was polite but enthusiastic. "Your scores are right on the cutoff, but we'd like to offer you early admission. Are you interested?" Leo and I exchanged a glance, sharing a quiet smile. He nodded ever so slightly, and I understood. "Thank you," I said brightly. "But I'll wait to hear from Yale first." Jessica's smile faltered, jealousy faint in her eyes, though she tried to hide it behind a concerned tone. "Chloe, girls don't need to push so hard. Wouldn't it be nice to attend the same school as Sebastian? You could watch out for each other." I smiled tightly.
"No, thanks.
Sebastian can focus on you." I leaned closer to Leo, deliberately emphasizing my words. "Besides, he's not my only brother." Leo ruffled my hair, his eyes warm. "That's right. I'll take care of Chloe." Sebastian's glare froze him. "What kind of brother are you?" "I've been with her for 18 years. How long have you been here?" Leo's voice was calm, but cutting. "And, did you ever protect her properly?" "At least, I've never made her cry." Sebastian was left speechless. Jessica deliberately picked a university far in the south, thousands of miles away from me. It was clear she expected Sebastian to follow her. She even flaunted it online. Off to college in the south with the one I loved. I didn't care. I was too busy planning a graduation trip with Leo. But at the last minute, Sebastian did something unexpected. He switched his university choice. Instead of following Jessica south, he chose the same city as me. I had no idea what prompted the sudden change. In college, Leo started a small business on the side. His natural talent made it grow fast, eventually rivaling even our family's company. I sat on the dorm steps, licking a popsicle. Brother, when your business gets huge, are you going to bankrupt me and leave me to eat out of trash cans? For the first time, he got genuinely angry. He gently pinched my cheek. What are you talking about? Don't ever say things like that again. Trash cans? If anyone ever did that to you, I'd feed them to the dogs myself. He softened his expression. Don't imagine a life like that. As long as I'm here, you'll never have to suffer a single day. What struck me most was that he wasn't mad because I imagined him as a villain. He was angry because I pictured myself suffering. My chest tightened. This brother was truly the best. As Leo thrived, our father shifted attention to him, investing in his ventures while slowly neglecting Sebastian. Sebastian got a taste of being overlooked, finally glimpsing what it was like for me during all those years of trying to please him. But I wasn't looking back. All my attention was on Leo. He wasn't used to it. Not at all. Since Sebastian was nearby, he began dropping by often, bringing snacks, gifts, and speaking in the familiar tone I once craved. I gave curt responses, accepted the items politely, and nothing more. The disappointment in his eyes deepened, yet he kept coming. But I had no energy to engage. My feelings for Leo had grown, stronger with each day. He was thriving, handsome, and generous, even funneling his earnings into my bank account. I could hardly spend it fast enough. Perhaps one should meet someone so perfect when young. I wanted to confess. But the day before, a love letter arrived from a classmate. For some reason, I didn't throw it away. I wanted to study how others express feelings. Before I could read it, Leo appeared behind me, eyebrows knit. He grabbed the letter and slipped it into his pocket. No dating in college, he said, his tone serious but not scolding. Something else lay beneath it. I looked at him boldly.
Fine.
I won't date anyone else. I tugged gently at his shirt, voice soft. But you have to promise me one thing. My heart pounded. We're not blood-related, so can you like me a little? Just for a little while. The words escaped before I could stop them. I braced for ridicule, expecting the calm, composed Leo to laugh or shake his head. Instead, he leaned forward, brushed aside the hair on my forehead, and pressed a soft kiss there. A feather-light touch, but it set my chest on fire. When he pulled back, his breathing was uneven, ears pink, and his voice husky. Chloe, not just a little while. I've liked you for a long time. We started dating. I never realized love could feel so extraordinary. Even ordinary days became magical. Leo always answered my texts instantly, never ignored my calls. The online comments seemed to approve of the shift in my story. So sweet. Even cynical old me is touched. Finally, the protagonist isn't consumed by hatred. He found someone worth loving and who loves him back. We rented an apartment near campus to see each other daily. And my feelings intensified. Watching him concentrate made me want to kiss him. Hearing his soft voice made me want to hug him. Seeing him casually in loungewear made me want to pounce and nuzzle him like a kitten. One day, Sebastian visited, carrying snacks, only to witness me tugging Leo down by his collar for a kiss by the lake. His mouth went slack. The bag he carried spilled, fruit and treats rolling everywhere. The next day, he cornered me alone. Chloe, you can't be with him. Think about it. He's not innocent. He's calculating, he warned. He exposed his foster father's gambling, debts, and embezzlement to the police. He sent his own father to prison. Someone like that, how manipulative do you think he is? I cut him off, voice flat. Brother, are you truly concerned about me? His tone softened, tinged with desperation. Of course I am. I'm your brother. You know I hated Jessica, right? Then why make me deliver her love letters? Why make me bring her breakfast? Was it that long ago that you forgot? Or did you think my feelings didn't matter? You don't care about me, Sebastian. You only like the idea of being a good brother. Stop playing that role. It doesn't suit you. And besides, Listening to you makes me worry about him more. I turned cold. You only see his calculations. Why don't you see the pain he endured? Abused, bullied, was he supposed to stay weak forever? Words failed him. His lips moved, but nothing came out. I ran back to our apartment. Leo looked up, smiling. Dinner on time. Good progress. A sharp ache twisted my chest. Behind his calm exterior, he'd endured pain I'd never imagined. I didn't speak. I wrapped myself around him, burying my face in his chest. I wished I could go back, hug the bruised boy in the corner, and tell him, things will get better. You will be happy. He stiffened, then chuckled. Suddenly needy? Nothing. Just wanted to hug you. He pinched my cheek gently. Go wash your hands. I made your favorite, cola chicken wings tonight. My stomach rumbled. You're the best, brother. Sunlight fell around us, holding each other. A little fish finally home.